Hello, this is Allison Whipple, founder of 9 Square Press, and I am back at Shaw Park. This is part 3 of my series on Ginko, or Haiku walks, and today the topic is 3 things that I encourage as best practices on a haiku walk. So first one, super practical. I don't care how short the walk is, and I don't care where you are, park, city, etc. Check the weather forecast and plan for the climate and plan hydration. And if you are a person who gets hangry, maybe have some snacks. So have layers, have a jacket, wear your sunscreen. And again, make sure at the very least that you have enough water, even if it's a short walk. Even if you are in a city where in theory you could like pop into a convenience store. You don't want to disrupt the flow or have to leave your group behind because you are super dehydrated. And again, even if you are doing a pretty short Ginko, if you're going out in the summer, you can get thirsty pretty fast. You can get sunburned pretty fast. If it's spring, even if the weather forecast says the storm's not going to be coming till later in the day, that stuff can sneak up on you. I've had that happen to me more than a few times. So please plan ahead. You don't have to like pack a whole hiking backpack, but just sort of be aware of, what could potentially, happen, and make sure you are dressed accordingly. And seriously, sunscreen and water. Second part, this is a tip I got from Bob Moyer at HNA 2023 in Cincinnati. And it's probably going to be a little contentious, but I really do swear by it, which is to do not take photos or videos of the things that you see on your haiku walk. A lot of people want to take pictures and they think, well, I'll come back to that later for inspiration. So first of all, odds are you are not. Odds are you are going to take a picture and you are going to forget it, and you're not necessarily going to look at it again until you're like, oh no, I have too much space on my phone and I have to delete some stuff. I can't be the only person that's happened to. And the second part of it is when you are taking a photo of something, that thing is mediated between you and the camera. So the color of what you see on the screen is going to be different than the color that you see with your own eye. This tree honestly looks way greener, and this grass looks way greener reflected back at me in my phone than it is if I look at it directly. So on a Ginko, it is most important to be observing things directly through your own senses: eyes, nose, ears, sense of touch. That is what is most important. So, and the phone just that provides like literally a layer. It is just like a little bit of a sensory barrier, and that is enough to change everything. So please consider not taking photos or videos and just do your best with your own memory. I mean, I would go so far as to say as compose on a pen and paper and don't even compose on your phone. But I also know that's not necessarily ideal for every single person. So if you have to compose on your phone, again, and this is not me, like this is something I got from Bob Moyer, who is a great haiku teacher, is to not take photos or videos. And you might even want to consider turning on airplane mode so you're really not distracted. And then the third thing is, I sort of touched on this in my previous video, I think, which is, yes I did, which is to not put too much pressure on yourself to either write a good haiku or write any haiku at all. I don't always complete a draft on a haiku walk. Sometimes I jot down some fragments, sometimes I jot down some phrases, and honestly, sometimes I just write down some interesting observations, like that, the spider wart is moving, or I saw a bird that you don't normally get to see, or a particular smell in the air. These are all things you can observe that can be really fruitful for later, and you don't have to turn them into a haiku right now. And this weirdly goes back to the phone comment, which is that Sorry, I feel like I have a train of thought and I lost it. Which is sometimes we do want to record things on the phone to save them for later. But it will never be the same. Like anything we save for later is never going to be the same. But I would argue that just making impressions to put in your notebook to save for later is going to yield you a richer haiku experience than going back and looking at your phone. Obviously, I'm not opposed to phones. I'm literally recording on one right now. If we are talking specifically about writing haiku, being as phone-free and distraction-free as possible on a haiku walk and in life in general is important. So those are my 3 tips for best practices. My next haiku walk is going to be in Soulard, April 25th. That's a Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Meet at Soulard Station. Go to 9 Square Press. That's the numeral 9, squarepress.com for other details. And if you could like and subscribe, also you can get more notifications because I've got 2 more videos in this series. So, I hope you have a great week, and whether you're in St. Louis or not, I hope you get to enjoy a fun haiku walk in your future.